thank you for joining Date with the Divas. If this is your first time with us, welcome. And if you are returning, well, I guess you're digging our vibe, and the Divas thank you for watching. Please remember to click on that subscribe button if you haven't already. And remember to like our videos and click on that notification bell so you never miss out on our newest videos. All right, entourage, please. As we do, grab your beverage of choice for the evening. I'm doing a nice sweet drink tonight. And let's get the tea started.
Wait, what is it? Is it lavender something?
It's a repeat. Sorry.
It's a lavender
I'm
thing
just
again.
feeling the lavender. I'm just feeling.
Okay, I might have to go try one of those.
I'm
Okay.
feeling it.
It's
I
good.
love the lavender ice cream, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's like
What
nice.
what you sipping on, Marilyn? That look fruity.
Kombucha.
Oh, okay, okay. I think I tried kombucha once, and I wasn't hooked.
It's an acquired taste.
All right, well, y'all, I'm gonna finish that intro Joe was doing for us and get into the tea because I am your host tonight. And if y'all wonder what I'm sipping on, I am sipping on a blend of red wine. Okay, this first story, y'all, is still stuff coming through the wire about this, so I know I don't have all the facts. I'll just give you what I got, unless you've been living under a rock. You have probably heard that Diddy's houses were raided by Homeland Security. There is Diddy, like right there, looking nice and suave. So his homes in both Los Angeles and Miami, and I'm sorry, I don't know which one that one is. Ooh, that one looked like
this is Los Angeles.
So that was like
Los Angeles. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's the Miami. Those homes were raided by Homeland Security. I am not totally clear on why they were raided. I know that there are some civil suits against Diddy, some sexual assault suits. There were some drug trafficking charges. There's reports that a young man who works for Diddy as his drug and gun mule was arrested in conjunction with all of this. But yeah, his houses were raided. There's pictures, I think, at the LA home, his sons, King Combs and Justin. They were at the home, so they were put in handcuffs and taken outside while the homes were raided. There's been pictures of the homes just kind of trashed and destroyed afterwards. There's some of the pictures of the homes afterwards. There was also some confusion with Diddy's jet. There was reports that Diddy tried to flee like the country, or I saw one report saying that his jet was stopped. But I'm not sure if that was true, because now I'm seeing that they said the jet went missing. He may have taken another flight. Jet's been grounded. Diddy is claiming
pacing at the Miami airport.
Say it again.
This is him pacing at the Miami airport.
Okay, yeah.
It's unclear if the pacing happened after, because this is him talking to Homeland Security or FBI, whoever, law enforcement are talking to him outside of his plane. And then that's when they arrested his associate. So it's unclear if the pacing is before or after.
Right. There are a lot of things that are unclear here, but Diddy is claiming that this is just all for show. They he's mentioning how this was, it's supposed to be a raid, but it would seem to be coordinated with the media, because the media was there. There haven't been, according to something that I read earlier, Diddy was saying like, oh, I haven't been found guilty in like the civil or criminal charges. And you want to go into the statement, Trees?
You want me to read it?
Yes, please.
This is
or just summarize what it is.
It's on behalf of Sean Combs by his attorney. Basically, he says, yesterday there was a gross overuse of military level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs's residence. There's no excuse for the excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. Mr. Combs was never detained, but spoke to and cooperated with authorities. Despite media speculation, neither Mr. Combs nor any of his family members have been arrested, nor has their ability to travel been restricted in any way. I think that's important because there were a lot of reports that Diddy was on the run.
Right, that he was on some island and
Was it
that's why I was like,
Barbados?
I'm not sure what's going on. And before I forget, because this is all over the place, I do want to make sure to cite my sources, yahoo.com, nypost.com, tmz.com, and thejasminebrand.com. So, these are some very serious allegations. There were some people making light of it. There were some a lot of memes that were coming out, with Diddy not being at the home and his two sons being handcuffed because they were not arrested. They were handcuffed. There was a meme where it's like Diddy said, fuck them kids and got out of there. They talking about R. Kelly and Diddy linking up once he goes to jail. So, there's a humorous side of this too. But Divas, join in the conversation. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you know. Let me know what I've missed. Let me know what's broke in the last 2 minutes.
Well, one thing I did notice is this drug mule was not declared Sean Diddy Combs drug mule. It was, what is his name, Little Rob or what have you, that claimed that.
Right, because Little Rob, who is a producer, I guess, who worked with Diddy, I think he had some allegations against Diddy a couple of weeks ago. And now he's filing a civil suit saying that this young gentleman who was arrested was Diddy's drug mule, that he saw him give drugs and guns to Diddy, that they would put drugs and guns in their TSA bag and their carry-on bags and walk past TSA, which I'm kind of like, oh, is that your business? I don't know.
I am not a 100% fan of this man, Sean Diddy Combs. However, trying to be fair and what have you, I do feel that it was a little bit, I don't know, I don't know if it's the way the media put it out there or what have you, but it just seems like a media circus, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
Like,
and he called it a witch hunt. That's why I was trying to think of the word. Yeah.
That part, I don't know. Exactly. I think, say what were you saying, Auntie?
I feel like that's what it's giving.
Yes.
Did they think this was Pablo Escobar's home? Like, why was there that level of force?
Yes.
To raid, this man's home.
Mm-hmm.
That nobody's there.
It just seems strange to me.
It was a little overboard. Just like you said, it was just a lot of, and like you said, it's not like, well, I was twofold. I'll say, like you said, he's not like Pablo Escobar, that he's some like huge, like drug trafficker. Well, the only thing is that you can say is that Homeland Security, they don't go in like that unless
there's something.
They think there's something, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't just go in on hunches. They've been watching you for a minute. And the only thing that I could, just kind of surmise is that it seems there's something, because they don't just go in just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Lava, I get you.
Show of force seemed excessive.
Yeah, it just really.
No, I get you.
It seemed showy. It just seemed like maybe there's something, like a tinge of something there, and they're just trying to make.
But it's like they had something to prove, that they wanted to show him, like they wanted to meet him, like make him, shrink him.
And then the 2% conspiracy theory of me is like, we got all this stuff happening, and they're like, okay, how about we put something else in the mix? Because sorry, Americans, we sparkly shiny. The next shiny one is what we like to see. And I just think that it was kind of like, okay, let's put this in the way, because now you got that happening. then this guy, Little Rob, is also now accusing Cuba Gooding Jr., right?
Oh, I didn't hear about this.
I think it was Cuba Gooding Jr., right? Of stuff. So it's like on top. And again, I'm not trying to say that this,
But you're saying it could be a distraction.
yeah, I don't know. It just feels,
I know a recent thing came out, and I think this is on the Shade Room, where, you know, Luke is basically saying because Diddy tried to buy some sort of like media company or whatever, this is like their way of like shutting him down, like, you know, mind your
I feel
neck.
like that's always the story, though. With
you know, they
Black
always
men,
say like, and they said, well,
Bill
Bill
Cosby was trying to buy CBS.
Yeah, so in my mind, I'm just like, whatever. But then it's also funny how, like, all of a sudden, all of these stars is saying, like, yeah, you know, Luke was one of them, you know, talking about, oh, after, you know, I never used to go to his party. I go to his parties, but I didn't go to, you know, I didn't stay late. I would just leave
stay up
early.
late. I had to go to bed.
Yeah, you know, and it was just like all of a sudden, all these people have
It's
so
like, then
much
why
to
are
say.
you talking? If you weren't at the parties and don't know what went down,
then be quiet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
funny
Uncle
you
Luke,
say-
like get it. That Luke.
Yes.
Yes.
It's funny you say that because I also said like Amanda Seales, which is that political activist. She said she was at one of his parties and she just felt uncomfortable. And she said like you couldn't get any cell phone service, she couldn't get Uber, like she was going to be walking home because she couldn't get out. And luckily, oh gosh, can't think of his name. Joe Smiles? No. Somebody, the guy from who, you know, who falsified being attacked.
Jesse
Smiles.
Joe's.
Yeah, he was leaving the same time, and while she was walking down, he stopped and picked her up and dropped her off. You know, but it's just interesting that everybody's coming out about being there and like saying the vibe was off and they left early or whatever. So that's, you know, another interesting fact.
Well, Amanda Seales, you wanted to be invited to something. I guess you got invited to something. I don't know if y'all heard about Amanda Seales rant about not getting invited to stuff.
Right. And I think this was way back when, but yeah.
Right. No.
It's interesting to me that I think if they have something that's required for him to go in there, or the military, or them to go in and search the house. And this is just me thinking, if I was him back when he settled that case, if he had any evidence, what destroyed it by now? Like he should have been nothing in that house.
Thank you.
Computer should have been dumped, wiped out. I mean, like with all the money, I'm like, they shouldn't find a crumb if there was something going on. He knew this was coming. He just didn't know when. That's just my personal opinion.
You know, you kind of, you know, you think of like the Weinberg story, you know, Weinstein, story, and you know, and again, like I said, we don't know which way or the other, but you think I can put it to that he is so full of himself that he's like, oh, nobody's coming after me or whatever, and so if he had something, maybe, you know, he's just like,
look here, brother, you know dang well they're coming for you. Sorry, that may not be politically correct. You should know.
You should know.
He didn't talk to OJ.
Should have had OJ at the party. Lavelle, Michelle, we don't want to talk over y'all. Y'all got anything to add?
I agree. Sometimes, you know, when you become so famous and powerful, you have a little bit of arrogance. And I agree with Marilyn that he should have known.
Well, he might have. We don't know what they got. You know,
that's true. That's true.
It looked like they got everything. Because I'm sorry, but when I saw the sneakers all messed up, I was like, oh, did they take the sneakers too?
Don't mess up a black man's sneaker collection.
They were looking in those shoes to see if there was inside any like digital things inside the sneakers.
in the sole or something. I don't know.
I mean, I agree with Lava. I don't think that the government, Homeland Security, would go through the expense and time to raid 2 homes concurrently. I mean, this was a coordinated thing.
Exactly.
So they were looking for something, and they have something. And they're just looking for, you know, foundation or evidence and things like that. So I think there will be stuff coming out, hopefully, that will
for all that.
that will give a little bit more context or color to why they went in so aggressively.
Mhm.
And just this whole thing is being compared to Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein and all that stuff. So
But did they do that to Harvey Weinstein? Did they do that to him? The
They
Homeland
raid his home like that?
did the FBI, the CIA,
no, okay, but
the Service?
okay, Jeffrey Epstein is being or was accused of human trafficking, and I believe that's what Diddy is being.
that is one of the charges.
Yeah, that's one of the charges.
That's a serious offense,
right?
Obviously, and if it is happening, the urgency to move is there.
For sure. I'm not, let me be clear. Obviously something is going on in Sean Combs's life that has no business going on. That's indisputable, I think, at this point. There's just too much smoke for us to believe there's no fire. I just feel that for the crimes that we're discussing, all that we saw, that military style force for somebody who's accused of some sexual misconduct, to me, seemed a little ridiculous.
Well, maybe there's more to the allegations that
they
refuse to release.
An army that there'd be 10 guys in there with guns. That's how they went in there.
Which leads me to believe that there's a little bit more to it.
But there wasn't. They didn't make one arrest, so there wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because like,
but that doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm just saying that just because they didn't arrest someone right now didn't mean they didn't find anything.
No. I think we're talking about two different things. Yeah. Michelle, I'm not saying that a crime hasn't been committed. We're talking about types of crimes. You know how there's levels of security in prisons based on the type of crime you committed? I'm just saying they acted like they were going into Tony Montana's house, like you guys are from Scarface.
Maybe they wanted to be prepared just in case.
So I will say this. Lavelle, and continue, Lavelle.
No, I was just saying that you may know that this much is happening. You don't have all the evidence, but because of the information that you receive, you're like, okay, we're going to go in guns blazing just in case.
Just for us.
I was going to say it's just for us. I feel like I agree with you on Teresa. I don't think I think it was based off of.
Because again, like Lava said, and I agree, there has to be something. Like somebody said, smoke, there's fire, or you know what I'm saying?
Well, we are coming up on time, but Lava, you keep opening your mouth.
Yeah, go ahead,
Lava. I hear what you got to say.
Go ahead.
What I want to say is that I get it, and I think like there's a little what you guys saying. I think there's a little piece of everything, but I will say that 9 times out of 10. What those law enforcement agencies are doing is that there's some little bit of information that is there that they have that says to them, we need to be at this level just in case of anything, because at the end of the day is what they're thinking about is their people too in regards to like
that statement. It hasn't been said in a while. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, sorry. But you're protecting your people. Like I have been in circumstances where people have been threatened and it's a little threat. And then people put precautions in place to make sure that everyone is safe. So everyone is safe. Nothing happens, but then something jumps off, but you're happy that that was in place because nothing really jumped off, but then later on something jumped off, but you had something there in place just to be preventative. So yes, while I do believe that it was a little over because it's Diddy, but because it's Diddy and the resources that he has and the associates that he has, I don't not say like, oh, well, I don't find it odd that law enforcement went the route that they did.
And I feel that if he was a white CEO of a Fortune 500 company and his associates were suspected of doing the exact same things, but they wore suits to work every day,
They probably would have told him to come into the police station and turn yourself in.
It would have been handled differently.
But that's the story of time. That's how
I
things
agree with
have
you,
always
Antrese.
been.
On that note.
Well, Entourage, drop down in the comments and let us know. Did you think it was a witch hunt? Do you think that they were going too far? Do you agree with Antrese that it was a lot of show and a little too much for this man? Drop down in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know what we missed as the story developed. I know there's some news about Carisha, who is dating Diddy. She's one of the city girls.
Little Miami, young
Miami,
exactly. Young Miami. Now she's
aka
at Carisha.
There's some kind of way she's tied into it. I couldn't verify that. I saw a headline on Twitter today, and I just saw something pop up on Campfire. So, who knows? Maybe we talk about this again next week. Maybe we'll move on. I don't know, but we're gonna move on right now. We're gonna move on to a place there some of us love, some of us hate. Bravo land. Porsha and Simon are at it again. For those of y'all who don't know, Porsha Williams,
I like
Gubadia, is
a
housewife. She is coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta for this coming season. She is married to a man named Simon Gubadia. We saw them meet on Housewives when he was with his last wife. They had a very extravagant wedding. They had their own little spinoff, or at least she did, when she was with him. So she was very happy to come back to the Housewives as a wife, but then Simon got in some legal trouble. Then all of a sudden they are divorcing, which we've talked about this a couple of different times. So Entourage, if you don't know, go on back. We'll link the videos for you. But while you're here, so there was a prenup that said that Simon needed to vacate their marital home by, I think it was March 22nd. Simon is now saying that Porsha is acting strange or erratic, that on March 21st, she left the home, and then he saw her come back to the home with an armed man. And he thought that was weird. He also claimed that Porsha, her mother, and her mother's partner came into the house and disabled some security cameras and things like that. So there's just a lot of accusations floating around. Porsha, as far as the armed man, she said, look, both me and Simon have armed security, which they have a lot of money, so I can't blame them. So she's like, we have armed security. This is not strange. Porsha said that she was going to stay in the house, but she's learned that Simon has had other women in the house, and she just didn't feel safe staying there with her daughter. So she went to go get some of her and her daughter's things, and that's why she had an armed security guard with her. So Divas, I don't have any probing questions for you guys. Just wanted to kind of discuss what's going on, update the viewers on what's going on with Simon and Porsha. I'm sure I probably missed something. If I missed something, jump in there, let me know. But Divas, what you think about all this mess?
It's a mess. I don't know what else to say. No, I mean, there's a lot going on. And if they, like you said, if they normally have security, I think that's odd, them putting out there. I think I was reading something where or saw something where talking about the divorce and why they're separated. Like, she had no plans onto, getting a divorce until she found out that he had legal trouble. And it was like, basically their whole romance, marriage, relationship was built on lies. And I can see where, people say stand by him, but like, you lied to me the whole time. Like, you're not who you said you are. I've asked you this immigration status and that. So, I mean, I feel like she has grounds based off of that. Besides, I don't know what else he's done, but just on that front. And maybe, I don't know what the prenup, him being out of the house by a certain day is, but it's just interesting. It just seems like a lot of mess.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. And sorry, Joe, let me get my source.
Yeah, that's what I was
people.com and thesource.com. And also one of the stories that I read said that Porsha claims that Simon has now fled to Dubai and she doesn't know what his plans are. So she's just like,
And he
I
changed
don't
the
know his
lock.
plans. Say it again.
He changed the locks and then went to Dubai.
Oh, he
Okay.
changed the locks and then went to Dubai.
So she can't get into the house.
Mm.
Can she just call a locksmith?
Or break a window or something.
No, she went to court. Her lawyer filed a motion
Okay.
to allow her entry into the house.
See, this is where I just found conflicting the information. Go ahead, Michelle.
No, I was just to say, I thought Marnita, and I read this and I just heard Marnita say it, that she didn't want to be in the house.
Right.
So she didn't want to be in the house with him. Their
Right.
prenup said he had 30 days once a divorce filing was made to vacate the home. He asked for a 10-day extension, which she gave him. And so he's beyond the 10-day extension now. She would like to return to the home. She doesn't want him there.
Oh, I
And I think-
misunderstood it.
And I think regardless of like if she wants to stay there or not, I think her stuff is still there. It sounds like she hasn't never properly moved out. So it's like, even if I want
But
to
she
go stay
wasn't
over
supposed
here.
to. He was supposed to.
Move out.
No, but
He
no,
was
I'm just
supposed to
saying
vacate.
from what me and Michelle are saying, because
Oh,
she
okay.
said, I don't feel comfortable staying in the house. That is one of the reports I read. Like I said, there might be conflicting reports. So
No,
even
I
if
think
she
both
does-
things are true. I think she doesn't
Yeah.
feel comfortable staying in the house with him there.
right.
So she's temporarily temporarily placed herself until
This
she
place.
Right.
And here's the thing,
Yes.
even if she doesn't feel comfortable staying in the house, if that's still her house, regardless, if she don't want to stay there, he needs to get out. It's still hers and she can do whatever she wants with the property.
Right.
This is what I'm saying. I'm getting that vibe of, when you were younger and you would break up with your boyfriend, but you left your hair clip or something like this because you got to come so you can come back 10 days later and get. This is how I feel is happening. I'm just like, for real, y'all, for real. That's the kind of vibes I was
So
getting.
you think they are just trying to interact with each other?
I'm sure they have their issues at the same time, but they still doing this because, okay, he's supposed to, and maybe I'm just not sure of, besides filing a motion, what other legal routes she could have done or whatever besides filing a motion, especially since she has a child. But I was thinking like, okay, she gives him the extension to stay in the home or what have you, right? And I'm not sure of the timeline either. If during this 10-day extension, was it then that she saw that he had people that she just wasn't feeling, and then she's like, okay, well now I don't feel safe here. But okay, you don't feel safe here, but he's supposed to leave the house, right? And so is it that you could have gotten, I don't know if it's, you get one of those, what is it, the marshals or something to have him leave out, or I don't know, somebody, the police to say, look, I have this is a prenup. He's supposed to leave, or, I don't know. It just doesn't, just to my non-legal mind, it just seems a little odd.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you suggesting?
Again, since I'm not sure of the timeline, right, of how this had occurred, if I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna be nice and let him stay 10 days, and during the time that he and I don't know if this is how it happened, but he and I are in the home in this 10-day extension period, and I'm like, okay, now I see him bringing, which I think she said she saw him bringing, I don't know if it was females or whatever, that she wasn't comfortable with the women coming in or what have you. Okay, but this is an extension, so it's past the 30 days, right? Was it verbal? Was it in writing? I don't know, whatever. If it was in writing, I'm sure they would have put some contingencies in there, right? So maybe this is just verbal. I'm just saying. Okay, so since it's verbal, you need to leave. Can we get the police to say, look, come, I'm not feeling safe or what have you. This is him and my child. And look, I have, documentation that says he's supposed to leave when we're going through this divorce or what have you. Did none of this occur? Okay, so
I think the police are going to enforce a prenup and force him to leave his house. That has to be handled in court.
Okay, so not the prenup, but could she have gotten something else? I don't know. I don't
Want
know.
them to go the Kim and Croy route and be
Yeah,
calling
I don't know.
Maybe
every
Ariana
5
and
minutes.
Tom route.
It just seems so weird. And then
It seems like it's so weird, and it seems like it's too much. And again, it's just like, are you trying to draw attention? It's just like
That's what I'm just thinking. I'm like, it doesn't seem like something that needs to really
Teresa, you think
be
this
in the
is
news.
like, this is how it should have happened? Boom, we good.
No, I don't. I think that Porsha just married this man a year ago in this elaborate, splashy wedding. There was a lot of controversy around her marrying this man. I don't think she wanted this to happen.
I
Not
agree.
okay, and
It's
nobody
only
would
a
I don't
want
think
year.
anybody's saying
She was
that.
about to go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. As Andy Cohen said, this was supposed to be her victory lap. This is not the story they were planning to tell, Bravo.
Okay.
They were going to tell Portia's happy and living a fabulous life. And I think that was her plan too. So I think she's serious. Like, she's trying to get out of this situation.
Okay.
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 And-
I don't think it's being done for attention is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think you want this kind of attention. I mean, I think she's
I don't
just
think you want this kind of attention, but it's just this melee just seems how do you say
bigger
it?
than it has to be.
Can I ask a couple of questions? I just there's certain things that are coming to light. She was not with her current husband very long before she married him. Is that correct?
No, correct.
And she spent a very long time with her baby daddy. Is that correct?
Very long
Not
time.
that long.
Not that long?
Quickly.
She moves quickly?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. And Michelle, you were going to jump in?
Go ahead,
No,
Michelle.
what I was gonna say is this, this is a cautionary tale of why you don't marry someone after a month of dating them. I feel for her, and I'm not saying anyone, you kind of deserve whatever drama is coming, but you have to be. I don't know. He doesn't seem altogether there emotionally, mentally. He just a mess, and it's I don't know, didn't it just kind of it seemed to have caught her off guard almost, all this stuff.
I think, yeah, just going back to like what Antrese was saying, because just what was it, a week or two before the divorce was announced, she was up there bragging about going back to Housewives as Porsha Gubadia, which is her married last name. So,
Who filed for the divorce?
She did.
She did.
Yeah.
They
So-
had the text messages that she sent him explaining why the divorce was happening. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Okay, but so she filed for the divorce, right?
There are more.
So how was she caught off guard when she's talking
No,
to
she
Bravo?
caught off guard by his lies
Like,
and
yes.
deception. Like, she
By all
found
the
out
shit
when
in
we
the
found
fan.
out. She found out when we found out.
Because she wouldn't have signed up for Housewives again, I don't think, in this season with all this, because it's like, that's just shade for everybody throw in your face. Everybody's going to want to be in your business. I would be fleeing the country.
I mean,
Andy
I
would be
feel
looking for
for
me.
her. I mean, this is not. I really do feel bad for her because I feel like she got blindsided,
Yep.
A little
and
bit.
she's
Yeah.
having to deal with this, and then what do you tell your child? All this stuff that's happening, and he just seems kind of squirmy.
Well, she claims that she asked about his past and he blatantly lied to her and concealed information. That's what, and so these are text messages, apparently they're in court documents that were just filed yesterday, I believe. These were text messages that she sent to him because he was demanding to know why this was happening, because it was sudden. And so this was the explanation that she provided him.
Okay.
And we
I
had
will
talked
say
about
this.
right?
One thing I will say, regardless of everything she did, she was smart. She had that prenup. I mean, even if because you could know somebody for a long time and still be in the same position, but she was smart enough and got the prenup, which hopefully, it's a strong, rock solid prenup that's going to protect her, at least from a financial standpoint. But I mean, she's going to have to go through the emotional, like you said, I think she was rocked. Like she was blindsided. She was not expected to be filing for divorce. But I mean, if I was in her position, finding that out, I would be right there doing the same thing.
And maybe as for this particular story that's coming out, this could be more Simon putting it out. It could be more just people digging for information, like, and putting this out. Because when you get down to it, it's not a lot. It's just like he said, she said, I went to the house with my baby swimsuit with my security guard, and then he's saying I'm acting erratically. So I think it's just a lot of mess getting out there.
He came to the house with an armed man. Like, okay, security, Simon. Like,
right.
It's gonna be interesting just
saying
to
the
see how
same
this
thing,
plays out.
so.
I think it's gonna be interesting how this plays out on the Atlanta Housewives. Now, I mean, like,
Oh yeah.
since she's not married, and how this is going to, like, what her role will be. She's still gonna be, you know.
did you guys see the
Doing
tweet her sister put out earlier today? It says,
No.
No, I guess you're
saying,
gonna tell us.
you just might get that peach that you're after, putting out all of these fake stories.
Oh, to Simon.
Yes.
So he's another. What was Cynthia's ex-husband's name?
Peter Thomas.
Peter. He's another Peter.
Well, a lot of people feel like he married Porsha for the clout, right?
Mhm.
So, and the attention.
Right, and he's getting it, and he's
But
getting
not
it.
the what he wanted. He ain't gonna keep. He gonna be in Dubai. He ain't gonna be in the U.S. no more.
His housewives
They
there
say
too.
love is blind, right?
Apparently it's not, Joe.
Well, it was because she got with him like
When
that.
she, with her
No,
eyes
she didn't
open,
know
she's like, I'm
that.
out of
Open.
here.
No, she didn't, and I'm not.
He's not the most attractive man, and she's a beautiful lady. So
Yeah.
love
And he's
is
going
blind.
up
I'm
to-
sorry.
You got
She's
the
doing that all
wherewithal
the
to have some
time.
things, but you're like completely blind of other things. I don't know.
She was blinded by them diamonds.
Yeah, that lifestyle.
Mhm.
Okay,
But she's already living. She already has. Like,
That was an
But you guys
upgrade.
also
I
don't
think.
know how he's treated her. I mean, maybe he treated her like a queen that she's never been treated like that before. And it's not always about looks. It's about how somebody treats you. Like, she looked at her past. Maybe she's dated these very handsome, gorgeous men, and she's still single. And here you have this average man, or I don't know what you would call him. You know, everybody's on the judge.
His money wasn't average.
But he was showering her and showing her a different way. I'm just saying, I don't know their history of how they got married or ever. Sometimes it's not about looks, it's about how people treat you. You always see it, or you see this gorgeous man and you think this maybe not so attractive woman, you're like, whoa, and vice versa. You see this, gorgeous woman, and you're like, how do they get together? Sometimes the two gorgeous don't work together because you both can't be pretty up in the both can't be spending that much time up in there. I'm just saying.
I agree with you, Marilyn. Sometimes, because I have fallen for that. You date the guy that's good looking and he's the biggest ass you've ever come across. And then you date a guy who you are attracted to, but isn't like, Brad Pitt, and he treats you like a queen. So I get that.
Lava's face, sorry. You said Brad Pitt and she turned her nose up.
I really don't.
I get that.
I
get that. But I think
that you guys are making her out.
No, she's not
in this case,
I'm not
the
saying she's a
money
damsel in
and the
distress.
lifestyle played a big part in it.
Yes, I agree with you, Marnita. Porsha doesn't marry for looks. I don't believe she marries for love. Porsha appears to choose men based on what they can
provide
for her.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't defend her. I don't know her about like that. I was just giving her a little potentially.
Yeah.
He was treating her well. He was treating her with the money.
Exactly, and that's what I was gonna say. I
There's
think that was
nothing wrong with
right.
take a
Get
man,
yours.
what he can do for you.
Get
what you
yours,
need
but
to
be
do.
smart and get that prenup. See, like I said, I always say, Porsha played dumb in that first season. I think she played that role to get on there. She be knowing a little bit. She be
She
knowing
had
a
her
little bit.
prenup though. I just hope it's rock solid.
Joe, what are you dying to not say?
Not saying nothing, y'all.
Come on, say it.
Go on and say it. She rolling her eyes and gives a little smarty comments, but won't say it.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, put it this way then. She saw what she did not see what she didn't want to see.
I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she put her blinders on purposely.
That's very Porsha.
Wait, like his wife when she met him. She didn't want to see that.
Wait,
that
so
lady?
was she a side thing?
So
No. She
No,
according to
he
him,
had a
no.
wife previously.
Michelle, his ex-wife, came on the show as a friend of,
Uh-huh.
married to Simon. And then in
a
the
friend of
off-season,
Porsha's.
suddenly they were getting separated, and suddenly he was engaged to Porsha. And everybody was like, whoa, what? That's Fallon's husband. What do you mean? That's
Right.
So Fallon was a
They tell you
plus
the way
one
you
who was
get
just
your
an
man
add-on.
is how you gonna lose him. There you go. So.
Yes. Yes, that face, Marilyn. So
I'm just
yes,
gonna keep my mouth shut now.
she has some
okay, Marilyn. Now you like
selective
me,
blinders
right? You got
on.
the.
Well, no, I would have.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, at least luckily he didn't do that to her. I mean, it was just the lies, but I was like,
Well, he did.
there's
Supposedly he was cheating.
bringing other
cheating
women
on
in.
her.
But I don't think that's the reason that they're getting divorced.
No.
Yeah, I think it's more
there's
so
a
about the
factor in
She was
it.
cheating and she knew it already. She already had some other side piece. Well, she knew. I mean, she was a side piece when she got with him, so she knew he was gonna keep side pieces. You can't.
Because I've heard she's upgraded already. I forgot what.
Yeah,
I
he's
heard this.
accusing her of having another man already.
Yeah.
Wait,
I-
it's
I-
only been a month, right?
He wants the court to prevent her from deleting any of her text messages because he says there is a man in that phone.
Okay, but when
so
did this
let me get
happen? Yeah, I need to get. Yeah,
Go
give
ahead,
us some
Michelle.
timelines.
Let me get this straight. His ex-wife
Mhm.
is her friend.
Well,
Yes.
they were friends for purposes of the show,
Of the show.
TV friends.
TV
Oh,
friends,
okay.
not real friends.
but
But
she
she knew
she
she was
knew good
married.
and well that she.
But
that he
she
was
met
married.
Simon in the wife's house. Like she met
Yes.
this woman as Simon's wife.
He was like a passerby on the street.
Karma's a B.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
But wait a
Mhm.
minute, y'all.
No.
Fallon was having an affair with her assistant. Like there was stuff going
Oh,
on
okay.
between
See,
Fallon and Simon.
So Fallon was bringing
Come
other
on.
men into their
Yeah,
home.
It was a hot
Come
mess.
on.
It's
It was
a whole
That's what I'm
tangle
saying.
web.
She knew what she was getting into.
Yeah, Fallon
She
got
was going
pregnant by another
It was
upgrading.
man.
not a happily married couple that she broke up.
Which is fine. She was getting her upgrade, but she knew what she was getting into to a point too. So I
Right.
can't feel too.
I don't think she knew he was a scammer, a schemer, and about to be
But
divorced.
you know what?
She
To
knew.
a certain degree,
She knew some
you
information.
gotta tell me that Fallon at some given point in time anyway, yeah.
Thank
Joe,
you.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Thank
the
you.
selective blinders were on.
Entourage, write down in the comments what Antrice will not believe. How about that?
I am a
Yes.
Porsha stand, in case you didn't know.
Entourage, drop down in the comments. Let us know what you
My
think
girl.
about this mess. Let us know what you've heard, especially if you out there in the ATL. Have you seen this man, this armed man with Porsha? And do y'all know anything about this new man?
Tell us what the streets is saying.
Yeah, what's the
What's
street
the
saying? Like
tea?
Mama
What's
Joy?
the tea and how
steam and
hot and
tea?
piping is it?
Absolutely.
And before we end, I just want to say SWV and Escape are going on that Queens of R&B tour.
Oh,
They just
cool.
announced it last week. They are co-headlining. So for Entourage,
How do you co-headline? Like, how do you say co? But one.
I
has
was
to
like,
be
yeah, I don't
first.
know who sings the last song. I don't know how it goes. Maybe we sing the last song over here. You sing the last song over there. But Entourage, you may remember that we covered their show where they had a lot of beef about this and they fell out about who was going to headline the show. So if you want us to cover the concert, drop down in our Venmo. Give us some money for tickets.
I was gonna say, who paid for those tickets?
Hey, I wasn't expecting that one. I was not
Good.
expecting
That was a good one.
All right, y'all.
Hashtag date with the divas is our cash app.
Yeah.
Hashtag $sign date with the divas.
Now I gotta create a cash app.
I was like, it's not really. So before you put some money in there, let us verify that. Lava, go set
We'll
that up.
confirm in our comments what our cash app
Yes.
is. And tell us which diva you want to pay to go.
Exactly.
No, one band,
One sound.
One ticket. Because the way
I guess we'll be
taking.
we'll be timing. We'll be timing.
You got 10 minutes. Give me your ticket.
Right.
You got 10 minutes.
Like, I want to see Escape. You know I love tickets.
Look, and make sure it's in our city near us and we ain't having to get on no planes, trains, and
Yes.
automobiles.
All right, y'all. It's been a great one. Let's lift our glasses one more time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
Hi, everybody.